What's up, Cement fam? What's up, Kingdom Built fam? I'm your coach. I'm your host, AJ Sims, coming at you with another episode. 5 tips on the Kingdom Built podcast. On today's 5 tips, we're going to be diving into something that is very commonplace in the bodybuilding industry and fitness enthusiasts alike, but really worldwide. And that is nocturia, nighttime frequent urination, which is wrecking your restorative sleep. So we're going to give you 5 tips today on how to fix this. Tip number 1 is going to be front loading your fluids early in the day. I'm a very early riser, around 4 in the morning, and typically I will have a gallon by 8 a.m. So whatever I'm intaking the rest of the day, whether it's another gallon, half a gallon, I am able to slowly and comfortably get that in very early. And my goal typically is always around 4 p.m. to have the majority of my fluids in where I'm just moving to sips, which is also going to help with digestion around meals, not pounding a ton of fluid to slow down gastric emptying. However, by front loading fluids earlier in the day, we are able to restore electrolyte balance at night. So what do I mean? We're going to increase sodium, magnesium, and potassium in a diluted solution electrolyte supplement by BodyBio called Elite. It is the same as your blood serum levels and electrolytes. So I will actually increase that as the evening goes on into the night. And if I feel like I'm in too much of a fight or flight, which we will get into on one of the tips to come, I will intake a little more salt right before bed. And I feel the sympathetic go to parasympathetic and cortisol comes down and electrolytes have been balanced, which has given me all the ability to calm down, fall asleep, and also prevent nighttime urination. Tired of waking up all night to pee? Hydration timing is key. Tip number 2 is going to be excessive glucose spikes and liver dumps. By taking an excessive glucose later in the day will cause the liver to dump glucose for the most part throughout the night. Typically, we'll see that around 2 or 3 in the morning. Magically always waking up in that time frame. Dysregulated cortisol, liver dumps of high excessive glucose, causing your body to have to urinate even more frequently. How do we fix this? Well, we introduce more fibrous, slower digesting, complex carbohydrates in the form of sweet potatoes, oatmeal, and things of that nature. Now, I typically will use oat flour and I'll blend up a protein pancake because I do eat a good amount of carbs at night due to my level of leanness, which allows my serotonin to go up, cortisol to go down, and puts me in a deeper restorative sleep. However, the fact that I'm pairing it with fats and it is a slower digesting carbohydrate allows my body to regulate glucose throughout the night. You can also supplement with Ceylon cinnamon at night, berberine, or even get into pharmacological aspects such as metformin to help stabilize those excessive glucose levels and aiding in the liver from not having to dump the excessive amount of glucose into the body, causing frequent nighttime nocturia. Tip number 3 is controlling the autonomic nervous system. What do I mean? We're getting out of the fight or flight sympathetic, shifting more into the parasympathetic nervous system. Rest and digest. Having a sleep time routine to aid in sleep hygiene is essential. You have a morning routine, you got to have a nighttime routine. So getting into things like blue light block glasses, avoiding stressful conversations, emails, text messages, so on and so forth to put you in that state, first off. Second off, making sure that your room is completely blacked out and the temperature is very low. This is going to help with thermal core body temperature and regulate that core temperature to allow you to get in a more deep restorative sleep. As well as doing things like box breathing to stimulate the vagus nerve, which is responsible for controlling your autonomic nervous system and shifting from fight or flight into rest and digest. We can also use supplementation like GABA, L-theanine, and magnesium glycinate, just to name a few, to aid in calming you down and getting you more into that rest and digest parasympathetic state so that you have a restorative, really deep, restful sleep. Reset your nervous system and finally get into that deep restorative sleep and wake up feeling great and refreshed. That's key. All right, tip number 4 is dominating your slow wave sleep cycles and your rapid eye movement cycles. This is going to go in hand with the last tip, and that's going to be keeping your room extremely cold. Keeping your room extremely cold along with the blackout curtains, along with supplementing things like magnesium, glycine, GABA, and even melatonin. I like instant release at about 0.5 milligrams, so I don't wake up with any grogginess or hangover feelings. I have that get up and go, but it allowed me to get into that restorative sleep. Now keep in mind, melatonin will not keep you asleep. It will only help you fall asleep. These other cofactors by creating a room to regulate your core body temperature and to black out any blue light illuminating into your eyelids, because studies have shown that even going through your eyelids when your eyes are closed can reduce overall melatonin release naturally. So very important. Focus on SWS, focus on REM sleep. We are going to be able to optimize that restorative sleep and slow down, if not kill off, nighttime nocturia. Unlock the secrets to deep recovery sleep. Goodbye to the bathroom trips. Hello, SWS and REM. The last one is going to correlate into the one that we had at the beginning, and that is dialing in nighttime nutrition. Very important that we're not only dialing in the types of foods, we're also dialing in the nutrient timing. See, when you eat too large of a meal prior to bed, your digestive system, which should be at rest when you're sleeping, it goes into overdrive and it's working extremely hard. Do you ever wonder when you wake up in the morning why you may have some gas or why you go to the bathroom immediately? That's because your digestive system has now woken back up and now it's getting back to work and doing what it needs to do with gut motility, gastric emptying of any foods maybe that you ate the night prior. So it's very important that not only is your nutrients proper, but the nutrient timing. Eating your last meal around 2 hours prior to bed is going to ensure that we're not getting an excessive amount of digestion right before sleep. And again, introducing high protein intake, complex carbohydrates, along with healthy dietary fats. I personally will do whole eggs, but you can use a wide variety of different things like raw organic Brazil nuts, cashews, raw organic almonds, macadamia nut oil, extra virgin olive oil. All these macronutrients are going to slow down the gastric emptying and the process of glucose spikes. It's going to help regulate glucose. We know that the glycemic index essentially goes out the window. Why? Because when you pair it with protein and fats, this is first grade stuff, guys. It's going to slow down the absorption rate overall. And again, supplementing things like ZMA, taurine, phosphatidylserine will all aid in keeping you in that deep restorative sleep where you wake up finally feeling recovered. Listen, guys, I struggled with it for years, waking up 3 to 4 times in any given night, and I never fully felt rested. This will wreck your ability to burn fat and mitigate any muscle loss in a deficit diet. This will also blunt the ability to even grow new muscle tissue and restore proper insulin sensitivity, not to mention the neurological issues that you will run across into your next day of dysregulated mood, dysregulated ghrelin, so your hunger's through the roof and you can't understand why you're craving sugar. The restorative sleep is key. I've said these two things. When your gut health goes and your sleep goes, forget about it all. You don't even have the basic fundamentals, guys. Dial in your nighttime nutrition for maximum gains and no interruptions. This is key. This is key, guys. I'm telling you right now, this is why I'm bringing these 5 tips to you, because I hear this almost every day on my coaching calls across the board. This is what I do with lifestyle clients and clients across the board all over the world, is dial in optimizing every facet of their lives. And this is one of the most important ones. So prevalent to men, especially when you start getting into your 30s and 40s and 50s, this becomes even more prevalent. So these are 5 tips how to maximize your restorative sleep and get rid of that nighttime urination. Say goodbye to nighttime nocturia. Hello to feeling your absolute best, burning the most amount of body fat, and getting fully recovered, because that is the only way you fully churn. I'm AJ Sims, guys. If you like what you're hearing, please hit that like, subscribe, bell notification for the next time I drop more content. If you want something specific for the next 5 tips, leave it in the comment section below. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Until the next video, God bless.